a part of sewing that you absolutely hate doing? Well, today I want to talk about the part that I hate the most, and that is mock-ups. G'day everyone, welcome back to another Catch Up with Kiralee. Today we are talking about mock-ups. Yes, it is the part of the sewing project that I hate with every fibre of my being. And I'm sure that some of you guys can relate. I mean, literally, you are sewing the garment, sometimes numerous times, before you even get to the real fabric. And it can be so frustrating. And that is why when you're watching my make vlogs, you don't see me make the mock-up because, well, there's a lot of curse language and that's not appropriate for my channel. I'm always happy, right? I really don't want anyone seeing me seething with hatred and anger. I hate them so much that I didn't actually used to do them. I thought they were a waste of time, I thought it was a waste of fabric, and I just did not see the benefits of them. The first few cosplays I did, like Lizzie, had no mock-up. That was just me sewing and winging it. I'm really surprised that this actually turned out this good because there was a lot of things that could have gone wrong. However, not even a year into cosplaying, I realized that these were a necessary evil and I had to do them because I started doing more complicated builds. And when you have a complex pattern or a complex shape or something that needs to defy gravity, you really need to figure that out before you start on your proper fabric. So in my mind, there are 3 reasons why you would actually do a mock-up. Number 1 is to get the fit. Because you know what? Shape is so important and there are some weird shapes in cosplay. Number 2, you want to try new techniques. There might be techniques that you're not familiar with or you've not really had much exposure to. You want to make sure that you get those right. Because point number 3 is you want to make sure that you've got it perfect before those scissors touch that beautiful and expensive fabric. I mean, silk costs like $20 to $40 a meter at a good price. You don't want to be messing that up. And hey, if you don't want to waste fabric, you could even possibly use that mock-up for your lining. I've seen people do that. It's good. Now over to Voiceover Kiralee, where we're going to look at a real mock-up that I have done, and you can see the process, or rather, the method to my madness. Over to you, Voiceover Kiralee. Thank you and welcome to the voiceover. Today's main mock-up piece is the 1860s ball gown bodice pattern by Truly Victorian. Firstly, we start by wearing the mock-up over the undergarments that are planned on being worn. The mock-up is also worn inside out. This makes playing with the seams easier. The first thing is that overall, it's not actually sitting too badly. However, there are a few minor alterations that are needed to get a better fit. Firstly, the side at the waist is a touch too big. Using a pin, I mark where the waist should hit. Making weird faces as you try to contort yourself whilst wearing a corset is however mandatory. This is a much easier step if you have a helper, but alas I do not, so press on we must. If a pin is too hard to use, drawing it with a pen or marker can also work. Next, I discovered that the waist is hitting me a little bit too high given how I plan on constructing this garment together with the lining, and that I want to hide the waist on my skirt altogether under the bodice. So I make a mental note of how much length I want to add to the side, and I will transcribe that onto the mock-up later. The third part of interest is the middle bust point. It is gaping slightly, and it needs to be a little bit more taut. Simply by moving the seam in by ½ centimetre or so, it will fix the issue. Off camera, I also checked the back, and with that, I'm happy with how everything is sitting. After making these changes and adding a bertha and a sleeve, I try the mock-up on again to get a better look at the overall finished silhouette. I even have my crinoline, petticoat and test overskirt piece to help with the illusion. Personally, I like to wear the final mock-up right side out, as it allows me to see every seam and all aspects of the fit as if it was the finished product. And with that, I'm happy with how everything is looking and I can proceed with the real fabric. back to you, Video Kiralee. Thanks so much, Voiceover. Now, if you're wondering how many mock-ups I do, well, the answer is this: as many as it takes. Sometimes a mock-up might only be 1. Sometimes a mock-up may be 9. Yep, I have done 9 mock-ups of a single piece before so that I could get the shape right. It wasn't fun. I hated every moment of it. However, the end product was worth it. In the comments below, tell me your thoughts about mock-ups, whether you love them, whether you hate them, or whether you, like me, realize that they are a necessary evil and although they may destroy your soul somewhat, you do them anyway. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!